I'm in an office of the United Nations for a meeting launching a book that I contributed to with the following article, The Hidden Faces of Homelessness in New York City. When I was asked to write something about the hidden faces of homelessness, two images came to my mind. If you live in a large town or city, as I do, New York City, then you have encountered people who are street homeless, men and women, young and old, every race and gender on earth. Whether you are conscious of it or not, an image is being seared into your mind's eye. That's a composite of these images. When you are feeling insecure about your job, housing situation, medical care, you see that image with all its angst, despair, bewilderment, and anger staring right back at you. If you live in a wealthy nation like I do, purportedly the wealthiest, then you know that the place where you live has the resources it needs to eradicate poverty and homelessness. Does that not make you wonder? Then why don't they? In an end-of-the-year World Report survey on happiness that listed the happiest nations in the world in 2024, it named the country in Scandinavia. The name of the country is not important. Why and what makes them feel happy is. They found out by interviewing people who live there it is because they feel assured that their government provided social services, universal health care, affordable housing, unemployment insurance, and a nutritional diet will be there for them if they experience personal, medical, financial, or a housing crisis. It is apparent to me and many others that the United States uses the specter of homelessness to scare its population into accepting low wages, income inequality, non-unionized employment, a lack of affordable housing, poor quality food, and expensive dysfunctional health care as the price you pay to be living in the most dynamic capitalist country in the world. The message they are sending is that if you don't want to live by these purported rules, fighting with your brothers and sisters over an abundance of resources, then you can literally hit the streets. The other hidden face of homelessness that comes to mind is one I am more familiar with personally, because of the work I do as an advocate for poor people's rights. In 2022, Eric Adams became mayor of New York City and started a task force on street homelessness. They invited me to participate because of my lived experience and personal connection with many others experiencing homelessness in New York City, or that's what they said they wanted. In truth, the so-called task force was made up of friends of the mayor who were doing this to impress him and gain his favor. None of them had any personal experience, though they did not stop them from thinking that they were the ones who were finally going to do something about street homelessness in New York City. They called themselves SHAP, Street Homeless Advocacy Project. I tried to point out to them that the homeless absolutely do not need any more advocacy, but what they really need is safe, secure housing. I hung in there with them for nearly 6 months. It was not easy, and was able to make one significant contribution to their stated aim of doing something different about street homelessness in New York City. On my own, before 2022 at SHAP, I created a working model for dealing with street homelessness and other crises poor neighborhoods people living experience every day. I initiated what I called pre-crisis resource centers. On the corner of 45th Street and Broadway, there is a kiosk offering free coffee and phone charging. It is manned by members of Fountain House, a nonprofit that provides non-institutional mental health services, emphasizing social engagement. A light bulb went off in my head. It lit up the idea that if we could use these kiosks as a model for providing on-site housing placements, enrollment in EBT, food, health insurance, peer counseling, I collaborated with the commissioner for the New York City Department of Homeless Services to provide teams of outreach workers who do this on the model of the kiosk. And I do feel that my concept of community-based outreach that has had an impact on new policies and programs being run by the Department of Homeless Services in New York City. The Town Hall, a Broadway theatrical venue with a storied history of championing significant social causes, produced a video about pre-crisis resource centers, the Public Service Media Network. One of the new programs offered by DHS, Department of Homeless Services, is an operation called the Street Task Force. It operates 24/7 sending teams of workers, many with lived experience of poverty, to provide services to people in crisis where they are. There are also neighborhood navigators operated by the Mayor's Office of Criminal Justice and Neighborhood Safety. Like SHAP, its emphasis on providing data, not solutions, but people who are at least experience some personal care and support. Step in the right direction. These programs are what I feel they lack and PRCs provide is direct community involvement in dealing with street homelessness and other issues facing people living in poor neighborhoods. You could not pay anyone to act with the quality of empathy and compassion that you get from volunteers who are doing this to make things better for others like them. There are many like us. We just need to be asked sincerely to help out.